Birthdays are meant to celebrate life, joy, and the people who make our stories meaningful. But sometimes, behind a cheerful greeting like, "Smile, birthday girl, happy birthday," there are deeper, untold stories waiting to surface. Recently, fans of Swamp People were left stunned after a long silence from one of its most talked about stars, Pickle Wheat. Her absence sparked concern, curiosity, and speculation. Now, after months away from the spotlight, her story has begun to unfold, revealing a journey far more personal and challenging than anyone expected. Who is Pickle Wheat? Cheyenne. Pickle Wheat is known as one of the youngest and most recognizable alligator hunters featured on Swamp People. Raised in Louisiana's bayou, she grew up surrounded by wildlife, water, and a strong family tradition of hunting. Her father, Eddie Wheat, played a major role in shaping her skills from a very young age. For Pickle, hunting was never about entertainment, it was survival and heritage. Her nickname, Pickle, started as a childhood joke, but stayed with her into adulthood, eventually becoming the name millions of viewers came to recognize and remember. Early life in the bayou. Born on September 21, 1995 in Louisiana, Pickle was raised near the Atchafalaya Basin, a region known for its swamps and rich wildlife. Her upbringing was deeply rooted in generations of hunters, with family history tracing back to some of the earliest alligator hunters in the region. From a young age, she joined her father on hunting trips, learning how to prepare bait, set traps, and navigate the unpredictable waters. These early experiences shaped her into someone resilient and deeply connected to her environment, long before television introduced her to a wider audience. Family and personal background. Pickle comes from a close-knit family that values privacy and tradition. She has one known sibling, her older brother James Wheat, who also grew up immersed in the same hunting culture. Unlike Pickle, James has stayed out of the public eye, focusing on local work and family responsibilities. The Wheat family has always maintained a low profile, preferring a quiet life centered on their traditions rather than public attention. This grounded upbringing contributed to Pickle's straightforward personality, which fans often describe as practical, honest, and free of unnecessary drama. Life before television. Before joining Swamp People, Pickle lived a simple and hard-working life. Her days were filled with outdoor activities, fishing, trapping, and helping with her family's hunting-related business. Early mornings and physically demanding work were part of her routine. These experiences built her endurance and confidence, making her well-prepared for the challenges that would later come with being on television. When the opportunity to join the show arrived, Pickle didn't need to adapt to the work itself, only to the presence of cameras documenting what she had already been doing for years. Joining Swamp People. Pickle joined Swamp People in its 12th season in 2021, at a time when the show was already well established. Her entry brought a fresh perspective, as a young woman stepping into a field largely dominated by men. She became part of Troy Landry's team, a respected figure in the series. Having known the Landry family beforehand, her transition into the show felt natural. Despite initial pressure and scrutiny, she quickly demonstrated her abilities, proving that she belonged not because of television, but because of her real-life experience in the swamp. Proving herself in the field. From her first appearance, Pickle faced skepticism from viewers who questioned whether she could handle the physical and mental demands of alligator hunting. Instead of responding with words, she let her actions speak. She showed skill in setting lines, handling equipment, and making quick decisions under pressure. The harsh Louisiana environment, heat, water, and unpredictable wildlife tested her daily. Yet, she remained steady and focused. Over time, even critics began to recognize her authenticity and capability, acknowledging that her strength came from genuine experience rather than performance. Working with Troy Landry. Partnering with Troy Landry became one of the most significant aspects of Pickle's journey on the show. Known as a veteran hunter with decades of experience, Troy set high expectations. However, he treated Pickle as an equal rather than a beginner. Their shared history and mutual respect created a strong working relationship. Pickle often described him as a mentor who taught her patience, teamwork, and strategic thinking. Their partnership stood out to viewers as genuine, built on trust and shared values rather than scripted moments, highlighting a meaningful connection across generations. Public attention and personal life. As Pickle's popularity grew, so did public interest in her personal life. Her relationship with Chase Landry, Troy's son, attracted attention from fans and media alike. Despite this, Pickle has remained relatively private, choosing to keep much of her personal life out of the spotlight. She continues to emphasize the importance of family and tradition, values that have guided her since childhood. This balance between public recognition and personal boundaries has helped her maintain a sense of normalcy, despite the pressures of being a reality television personality. Silence and growing concern. In recent months, Pickle's absence from social media and public appearances raised concerns among fans. Her silence was unusual, especially for someone who had become a familiar face on television. Speculation began to spread, with many wondering what might have happened behind the scenes. The lack of updates only deepened the mystery, leaving supporters worried and searching for answers. This period of quiet highlighted how much viewers had come to care about her, not just as a television figure, but as a person. The truth behind her absence. After a long period of silence, Pickle finally addressed her absence, revealing that she had been going through a deeply personal and challenging time. While not all details had been publicly shared, it became clear that her journey involved struggles that required her to step away from the spotlight. Her decision to speak out brought both relief and empathy from fans, who appreciated her honesty. It also served as a reminder that even those who appear strong and capable on screen face difficulties in their private lives. Outro Pickle Wheat's story is more than just a tale of a reality TV star. It's a reflection of resilience, tradition, and the complexity of life beyond the camera. From her roots in the Louisiana bayou to her rise on Swamp People, she has remained true to who she is. Her recent silence and return remind us that everyone has battles they choose to fight quietly. As fans continue to follow her journey, one thing remains certain. Pickle's strength lies not just in her skills, but in her authenticity and determination to face life on her own terms.